What is going on, New York Giant fans? Welcome back to another Roster Bubble Series video. Hit the like button if you haven't already, comment and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you know when a live stream pops to your drops. Pre-show coming back, share this out, do all of the good stuff. So, another Roster Bubble Series video for you guys today. And we're going to be talking about Isaiah Hodgins, but the way we do these videos is we talk about a player that's on the cusp of being cut. We talk about their background. We talk about their competition. We talk about the ways they could win a spot on the roster, the ways they could lose a spot on the roster, and that's it. So today we're going to talk about Isaiah Hodgins, who is still 25 years old, so pretty young. 6'4", 210, was a 6th-round pick by the Bills out of Oregon State in 2020. Got some playing time in 21, not too much though. In 22, he got some playing time with the Bills. Then the New York Giants picked him up, and he started to impress. He was probably the savior of the offense, if you think about it, because he caught 4 touchdowns in the second half of the season, 351 yards, 33 catches, in a total of 5 starts, 8 games, and he was probably Daniel Jones' number 1 receiver, if you think about it. I mean, Slayton was on and off, but this guy had a catch percentage of 78.6, barely dropped the football. He had 1 or 2 fumbles, but again, Saquon Barkley was obviously there, but I feel like if you're talking about receivers, Isaiah Hodgins was a very big part of that second half. Let's try to push for the playoffs. And obviously he was big in the playoffs when he had a fractured foot, and he still played to the best of his ability. So you moved to 2023, and there were some doubts about him making the roster, right? You get Jalen Hyatt in here. Darren Waller is a primary option on offense. Wan'Dale Robinson, Darius Slayton. So there was some doubt, but the Giants wanted to bring him back. And he played all 17 games, but he didn't get as much attention as the wide receiver room shifted a little bit with Paris Campbell not getting as many reps. He got 21 catches, 230 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So 7 touchdowns career-wise with the Giants, and even in his NFL career, is still pretty good. I mean, 63.6 catch percentage, which is not great, but pretty solid. Pretty solid, and if Daniel Jones is the quarterback, I still think that Isaiah Hodgins could make this roster. So who is he competing with? What are we talking about in terms of that? Who is he competing with? Well, he's competing with these guys. Ayur Asante, John Giles, Allen Robinson, Gunnar Olszewski, Dennis Houston, Isaiah McKenzie, and Chase Cota. So the problem with Isaiah Hodgins is that he really does not play a lot of special teams. If you take a look at his snaps in the past, he's played 3 special team snaps in the NFL, and that was with the Buffalo Bills. Not to say he doesn't do it in practice or anything, but I have a feeling there's going to be a lot more receivers in this room that are competing for specials and receiving rather than just receiving alone, and I feel like Isaiah Hodgins is going to be there, right? You already have 4 receivers. You have Slayton, Hyatt, Neighbors, Wan'Dale Robinson. So that's 4. What do you want to carve out the next 2, 3 to be if you keep 7? Do you want it to be a possession receiver? Do you want to be a special teamer? There's a lot of different things it could be. Now, Allen Robinson could make the roster, so maybe say that's 5. If you want to keep 7, you have to keep 1 guy that can play special teams, whether it's McKenzie, whether it's Olszewski, this, that, and the third. Isaiah Hodgins, in terms of how he can win, health is number 1. I mean, he knows how to go through some very serious injuries and stick through it, so credit to him there. He's got to carve a role as a backup receiver. So with Drew Lock as the number 2 quarterback going into training camp, going into the preseason, he just has to be a reliable target. I mean, it seems like it's all cut and dry, but it's not when you have this many receivers in the room trying to be 5, 6, 7. He just needs to carve a role as a backup, reliable possession receiver. He doesn't beat you a lot with separation. He's not this speedster, but he can catch the football at a nice rate, find some holes in the zone. He's not we're going to do an end around with this guy again. That's not the receiver he is. He is a possession receiver, not a special teamer. So that's in terms of that. Second, third team, and even if they want you with the first team, I think that would probably be the way that Isaiah Hodgins makes this roster. And then, how can he lose? Injuries, again, not been an issue for him over the course of his career. Lack of special teams worth. If the deciding factor is special teams and he puts up an okay performance in the preseason as a receiver, that could possibly be his way out, and that's not a good thing. Drops or lack of targets in the offensive game, turnovers. Well, he's had 1 or 2 fumbles over the course of his career, but if he has drops, which he hasn't had a lot of, if he's not targeted in the passing game where he doesn't get open, that's going to be tough because you're making the other defense, whether it's the Giants' own or the Lions or the Texans or whoever, you're making them look like studs and you're giving them a roster spot instead of yourself. You got to think about it that way. And for somebody who doesn't play a lot of special teams, that's a tough way to go out. Not playing special teams and not having an offensive impact. So again, it's really down to him carving a role as a backup receiver. How can he win? Health, carve a role as a backup receiver. How can he lose? Injuries, lack of special teams worth. Drops, lack of targets in the offensive game, and turnovers. I have him making the roster. I think he's just a solid receiver. I mean, obviously we saw the year he had in 2022. But I think he's going to be a backup on this team. I think he's a solid guy just in case somebody goes down. You bring him up. Rather than take a chance on some of these guys like, Chase Cota or Dennis Houston, it's a safe bet to have him as a solid receiver. They could also possibly cut him at the end and, go out and get another edge rusher, get another offensive lineman, get another position of need at the waiver wire. But as far as the initial 53 goes, I have been making the initial 53. Like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you know when a live stream pops for your drops. Pre-show coming back. Peace out, guys. See you later. Stay cool.